Hello again, this is the Crazy Spider here, and welcome to my web. I will be reviewing Red Faction Armageddon. This is a third-person shooter and the next installment in the Red Faction series. This game prides itself on its realistic destruction engine and the ability to use the environment as a weapon, and it does that very well. You are able to toss around the environment and destroy your enemies and shoot them down very quickly, very easily, and the controls are very fluid. Now that that's out of the way, unfortunately I have to talk about some of the bad things that happen in this game. Now, the storyline is kind of forgettable. It paces itself very well, but is forgettable and annoying at times because it's just very repetitive and predictable. You don't see anything, there's no character development, and the game itself is just meh overall in terms of story. The gameplay, on the other hand, is completely different. I enjoy the gameplay a lot. The ability to kill these aliens a lot is fun. It's a different gameplay compared to when you're only fighting humans and vehicles. You now fight different aliens and their own counterparts in the human world. They are also humans you fight as well at different times in the game. Biggest thing that this game has to offer now is the Ruin mode, which finally allows you to free roam in an environment, destroy it, rebuild it, and then reset it if you want, and then do it all over again. It also has the ability to challenge, which you can just see how much you can destroy, how fast you can, and get as many points as possible, which is also very fun. They also added an infestation mode, which is a co-op type mode where you and up to 3 friends can run around and kill enemies wave by wave, very similar to how Horde mode works in Gears of War. This gameplay sometimes has you defending an objective and sometimes just has you killing until everything's dead, which is a very good job and it's done very well. It's fluid, everything works, it's not unfair, it's very well balanced, and most of the waves seem fair. Now, when it comes down to it, unfortunately, Red Faction Armageddon doesn't have PvP anymore. I enjoy it in Guerrilla, being able to sit down in a destruction world and fight each other and against other players, whereas the new Infestation mode is co-op and it's fun to work with people, but you have that no competition. Yeah, you can compete to who can get the better score, but you're working towards the same goal. I liked being able to fight someone else, like a almost Call of Duty style, except with everything being destroyed and things being rebuilt and destroyed. Very fun, and knocking a building over onto someone kills them, and it's great having that ability to do things like that. Another thing you'll notice in this game is they gave the weapons a few overhauls. A lot of them are very similar, some are very different. The sledgehammer's still there, but the biggest and most fun gun in this game is the magnet gun, which allows you to place a magnet, connect it to something else, and throw that object into the other object, or even just chunks of buildings into other chunks of buildings or at enemies, which is amazingly fun and great. There are also some fun little weapons you can unlock in cheats, which are like the napalm laser, which is the most destructive thing in the game I've ever seen. And if you beat the game, you get Mr. Toots, which is a unicorn that farts rainbows of destruction. Which, if you have any sense of humor, I think you'll find at least somewhat humorous. One of the other tools of destruction you have is called the nanoforge. It allows you to both rebuild the environment and have 4 other separate attack/defensive things. One is impact, which does a quick shockwave out in front of you, destroying most anything in your way. Second is a shield, which inside of that shield you're protected from any projectile fires, and anything that comes inside of that shield will also get damaged. There is shockwave, which knocks all close-up enemies in the air and leaves them in their stasis for you to shoot. And last but not least is berserk, which gives you increased fire, reload rate, and if you upgrade it all the way, infinite ammo. Now, overall, I'm going to break this down real quick. Red Faction Guerrilla, gameplay very much improved. Overall playability, very easy to get into, very easy to play, and is a great game overall. The destruction engine is amazing, but it has a slightly forgettable storyline. Based on those facts alone, which covers the most of the game, the environment's a little mediocre, bland, but because it's all underground, but the game is a lot of fun and still really good overall. Visually, it's a good game too. Now, based on that, I give it about an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. But unfortunately, it has to be compared to Red Faction Guerrilla, which has that open world feel. Now, if you're sticking to the fact that you've never played a Red Faction game before, Red Faction Armageddon is a great game. But if you're a big fan of this series already and you love Guerrilla, you might be a little bit disappointed in Armageddon, because Armageddon, even though the destruction engine is amazing, it has to be a little lacking in that you don't have as much freedom. The vehicle sections are really fun and really good, but unfortunately you don't have that freedom you did before, which I really think is a sad thing to lose in this type of game. Well anyways, if you liked, rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later. This has been a Crazy Spider. Hope you enjoyed this review. Bye.